Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our very own Tipton Tribune columnist, Denny Altherr. And now, give it up for the man of the half hour, the star of Pyle and Company, Jacob Pyle.
Somebody's gonna hurt someone before the night is through. Somebody's gonna come undone. There's nothing we can do. Everybody wants to touch somebody if it takes all night. Everybody wants to take a little chance, make it come out right. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know, I know. Some people like to stay out late, some folks can't hold out that long, but nobody wants to go home now. There's too much going on. Now listen, this night is gonna last forever, last all summer long. Sometime before the sun comes up, the radio is gonna play that song. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know, I know. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a moon shining bright, so turn out the light and we'll get it right. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know, I know. Somebody's gonna hurt someone before the night is through. Somebody's gonna come undone. There's nothing we can do. Yeah, yeah. Everybody wants to touch somebody if it takes all night. Everybody wants to take a little chance to make it come out right. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. Let's go. Now we can beat around the bushes, we can get down to the bone, we can leave it in the parking lot, but either way there's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. Yeah, there's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pyle and Company. My name is Jacob Pyle, and I hope you guys enjoyed your extra hour of sleep last weekend. I surely did. Before I go any further on with the show, I should remind all of you out there that are watching that on December 19th, mark that on your calendar, folks, December 19th, Pyle and Company will be doing what's known as a Christmas talent show. Now, if you've seen the newscast I did prior to doing the series, you know that each year we have people come in and share their talents with us on the show. It's a whole lot of fun, so please put that on your calendar, December 19th. Pyle and Company will present their first annual Christmas talent show, and it's going to be great. And as always, we have a wonderful show lined up for you this week. This week, our special guests include Jeff Pyle, along with our usual cast of regulars, my co-host Denny Altherr, Quincy's Brass Band's very own Brad Laub, and the one and only Mr. No Name. We have a great show in store for you, so don't go away, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our show, everybody. And now it's time for this week's Borrowed Time segment. And today, Denny is going to introduce you to two wonderful ladies that have been an important part to many here in our county. And here to tell you more about them is my co-host on Pyle and Company, Denny Altherr.
Thank you, Jacob. A couple of months ago, on the evening of August 3rd, a tragic accident occurred in Howard County, in the small community of Center, that took the lives of two very kind, compassionate, and fun-loving ladies, Nancy Kripe and Mary Jo Dimmitt. I have known both of these ladies since I started attending country music gatherings at different locations in the surrounding area. Places like Herb and Ruth's Music on 4th Street here in Tipton, the Kempton Lions Club, and the Fire Barn in Center, just to name a few. If you are like me and knew these two dear ladies, then you'll know that it was very rare to see one without the other. Wherever you would happen to see them, and when you saw them, they were either laughing or smiling about something. That is why this is so difficult for anyone to believe that those smiling faces and their laughter and love of country music will no longer be visible for everyone else to enjoy. There was also a caring side to these two ladies. About a year or so ago, a mutual friend of ours had suffered health problems that necessitated for them to be placed in a care facility. But before this occurred, Nancy and Mary Jo would come to Tipton and take them to different places like shopping or just out to eat. So after the mutual friend became unable to care for themselves, was placed in a care facility, the two sisters took care of whatever was needed for the individual outside of the facility, making sure there was nothing they were lacking. And during the winter months, from November through late March, Nancy and Mary Jo would go to their winter home in Florida. And almost every evening, Nancy would call me and ask me how things were back in Indiana, and always asked about how music went at Tipton or Kempton, asking who was there, and would name off names without missing a beat. Even when I had trouble with the names, if I started describing someone, she knew right away who I was referring to. Everyone who had been around Nancy and Mary Jo knew that these two ladies loved to have fun and enjoyed themselves. We all have our favorite memories of Nancy and Mary Jo, and it is those memories that we will treasure for the rest of our lives. They were the bright spot in a person's day, when otherwise the day could be going wrong in one way or another. Once you saw them smiling and laughing, you forgot all about your troubles. I just hope that they are looking down on all of us and smiling, knowing that they did bring joy and laughter into our lives, and for that we will forever be grateful. Don't go away. There's more of Pyle and Company right after this.
Welcome back to Pyle and Company. A couple of months ago, Denny and I had the thrill and the opportunity to hear the sounds of a local band at the American Legion in Elwood about a month ago. And in this week's Throwback Saturday segment, Denny is going to interview these two gentlemen. Let's go back to a couple of months ago as Denny interviews Jeff Poe and Brad Laub.
Have you ever wanted to hear the sounds of a brass band? Today you happen to be in luck, because I'm going to introduce you to a local band that plays different kinds of music. Jacob and I visited the American Legion in Elwood recently for a real special treat. We got to see and hear the beautiful sounds of what's known as Quincy's Brass Band. These two gentlemen that I'm going to introduce to all of you today are both band leaders of this marvelous brass band. Live from the Elwood American Legion in Elwood, Indiana, Brad Laub and Jeff Poe. Hey guys.
Thank you, Denny.
Let me start off by asking you, how did Quincy's Brass Band get its start?
Actually, we started about 7 years ago. Me and him were pretty much the only original members from those 7 people that started the band. But we just kept playing and plugging in more and more people.
What songs do you mostly do?
Everything. Try to do a variety. A little bit of something everybody will enjoy.
Classic rock, country, Blues Brothers type music. We cover the oldies, pretty much everything.
Big bands.
How many local places in Elwood approximately does your band play in every year?
We stay pretty busy. We book just about every weekend. Sometimes we play in Elwood. A lot of times we'll play out of town, Kokomo, Indianapolis, Anderson, Muncie. So we stay pretty busy.
And finally, what advice would you give to someone who is an inspiring musician who wants to start a band?
Practice. Find some good guys to work with. Start playing some good music that people want to hear.
Yep, and just keep playing. Just keep finding, because sometimes you'll get a good group of guys you think are going to go a long way with, and a couple of them quit, and then usually people give up on the band. So you just got to keep rolling and keep finding guys to fill their spots. So it's a trial and error sometimes, but it's worth it in the end.
Now, before you go, give us a plug about Quincy's Brass and how people can be able to book the band to play all kinds of special events and stuff like that.
Yeah, just make sure you check us out on our webpage, quincy'sbrass.com. Like us on Facebook at Quincy's Brass Band. Also follow us on Twitter with at Quincy's Brass. And we're always available for any kind of engagements or anything.
Brad Laub and Jeff Poe, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Denny. Appreciate it. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Denny. Now, before we go into our break here, you might have been wondering who that guy was that introduced Denny and I on this week's show. Well, I'm happy to tell you that he is our newest addition to our Pyle and Company family. Say hello once again to our announcer of Pyle and Company, Brad Laub. Hey, Brad.
Hi, how's it going?
All right. So, how does it feel to be our newest announcer of Pyle and Company?
It's a pleasure. I've always been a big fan of the show, so it's really an honor. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Now, before we go, 2 things. When will Quincy's Brass Band be performing next?
Tonight live at the American Legion from 8 to 11.
And finally, would you do all of us a favor? Would you mind doing the intro that you normally use to introduce the band? Welcome out everybody to. Would you do that for us?
Okay. Good evening. It is now time for tonight's main attraction. If you would, put your hands together for Pyle and Company.
Thank you, Brad. All right. Brad Laub, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Pyle and Company family. We'll have more of Pyle and Company coming up, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Pyle and Company.
Hey, Denny, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Listen, I've been hearing a lot of things earlier in the week about voting. What is voting?
Well, Mr. No Name, This is the one chance for your voice to be heard. When election day comes, a vote is a secret ballot in which you get to choose who you think would best fit each category, like, say, for mayor, or for president, or for Congress, so on and so forth.
How does the voting process work, Denny?
Well, Mr. No Name, first you have to go to the BMV and get your voter's registration, which is a secret number which proves that you are eligible to vote. Then, depending on where you live, you'll be assigned to a different voting area. You go there, show them your ID, sign a couple of documents, and then you vote.
Cool, so then what happens?
Well, once all the votes are placed in, the votes are counted, and whichever candidate pertaining to a certain category in your county who has the most votes wins.
That's cool. I do have a question, though. Why is the voting always a secret?
The reason why it's such a secret is so people won't know who voted for which candidate, just to keep it anonymous.
Well, that's interesting enough. Hey, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and do that just now.
Hold on a second, Mr. No Name. It's too late to vote now. You see, Election Day was Tuesday. Today is November the 7th.
Well, when can I vote again?
Next year on Election Day.
When is Election Day?
Well, Mr. No Name, Election Day is always the first Tuesday of November. Next year, you can be able to choose your candidate for president.
Okay, well, I'm going to go register to vote right now, so I'll be ready for next year.
You go do that. We'll have more of Pyle and Company right after this.
We are always looking for special guests to appear on upcoming episodes of Pyle and Company. If you'd like to be a special guest on our program, leave us a note on our Contact Us section of Pyle and Company website at www.pyleandcompany.weebly.com. Or you can leave us a message on our Pyle and Company Facebook page, or you can send us an email to Denny Altherr at denny.altherr50@yahoo.com, or Jacob Pyle at jtpyle1@aol.com. Please include your name along with your email address and or telephone number.
Welcome back. This week we have a special guest with us who is going to talk to you all about something very important concerning winter weather. And Jacob is going to tell us all about it.
Thank you, Denny. What you're about to see was a project I put together for my driver's ed class. I had the great opportunity to sit down with someone very special in my life as we talked about how important it is to get your car checked and ready to go for winter driving. Roll the film. Hi, I'm Jacob Pyle. I got a scenario for all of you. You're about to drive on a blistery, wintry day, and your car is not ready for winter. You get into your car, start it up, no heat. You start to hit the open road when all of a sudden your tires start to wear out on you. And then all of a sudden you get stuck with no food, and you run out of gas for a heat source. Happens to everybody. Well, today, I'm going to be introducing you to somebody who has helped in getting all kinds of cars ready for this type of weather. And he's been doing this for over 30 years now. Come on. This guy right here is not only one of the best mechanics that Tipton has to offer, but he also happens to be my dad. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Pyle. Hey, Jeff, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Jacob. It's nice to be here.
First off, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been working in the automotive industry for about 38 years. Mostly working in tire shops. I do, mechanical work. We do tire work, a little bit of this and that. And I've just enjoyed doing it most of my life. I made a good living of it, and it's worked out well for me.
Now, why do you think it's important that everybody gets their cars checked and ready to go for winter?
It's good to have everything checked on your car before the winter weather really gets bad. You don't want to get out in the middle of the snow and ice and have a problem with your car. That's the worst thing that can happen. And it's good just to check everything over. You want to make sure your tire pressure is good. Your oil, everything under the hood. Check your antifreeze, all that good stuff. And just make sure everything looks good. If you can't do it yourself, take it to a professional and just have them check everything over for you.
Now, we have with us our very own truck to use for a short demonstration here. We're going to open up the hood here. We're going to take a look inside, and I'm going to let you point out some things that you can do to get your car ready.
Right. Yeah, a few pointers for winter driving. It's good to just check everything under your hood before the weather really gets bad. Take a look at your belt, which it's kind of hard to see. Sometimes you need to take it to a professional. Just let them look things over for you. You want to check your antifreeze. Sometimes you check the radiator. Other times you have a reservoir. You can always check the fluid in your reservoir. Make sure the level's up. You also, when you're checking your antifreeze, you want to use one of these testers. What that'll do is tell you the freeze when your antifreeze is good or not, whether it's going to hold up through the winter, through the cold temperatures, or if it needs to be changed. A couple other things. Make sure you check your oil. Checking your oil, make sure it's good. That's important. Just look over your hoses, belts, whatever else. Make sure your fluids are all full. Another thing is check your tire pressure. We check your tire pressure. We can use a penny, or you can use a regular tire gauge, which I have here, to check the depth on your tires to make sure your tread's good. And always check your tire pressure. It only costs a few dollars to get a gauge where you can check your tire pressure. But it's good to check all that stuff before winter. You don't want to get out in the middle of the snow and the ice and have a problem.
Now, in conclusion, first off, what advice would you give to the driver's ed students that are watching this right now about driving in winter conditions for the first time?
Just need to be careful. You need to slow down. Leave plenty of room between you and the vehicle ahead of you. When you come to braking, you need to get used to the braking on the ice. It takes a little while to get used to the slick roads and driving on the slick roads. So you don't want to accelerate real fast. You want to take off slower. You want to be able to stop slower. Take your time stopping. And just give yourself distance between you and the driver ahead of you. And you should be fine.
Okay. And finally, what advice would you give to them about hitting the open road for the first time in general?
Oh, mainly just, you get out driving, just enjoy the driving, just be careful, watch out for the people around you, and just have fun.
Jeff Pyle, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jacob.
So in conclusion, I would like to say after watching this video, and after you do all these things we just talked about, your car will be ready in no time. Happy driving.
So, Jacob, what stuff have you learned from your class?
Well, Denny, I learned a lot of things from class, but let me just say it made me a better driver for one thing, and it also taught me the important things of learning to drive as well as caring for your car whenever need be. So, we'll be right back with more of Pyle and Company after this.
If you'd like to watch more episodes of this show, go to www.pyleandcompany.weebly.com. And please don't forget to like our Facebook page as well. Back to you, Denny and Jacob.
Thank you, Brad. Well, Jacob, I'm afraid our time has run short on us again.
I couldn't agree with you more, but before we go, as you guys probably notice, this is not the library. I know we usually film our episodes of the show here, but for a little change and a little bit of excitement, we decided this week to film this week's episode of Pyle and Company at Denny's apartment, believe it or not, here in Tipton. And we want you to see what you think. Please feel free to leave a comment below on our Facebook page, or feel free to leave us a note on our contact us section of the Pyle and Company website, www.pyleandcompany.weebly.com, and we'll just see what you think. Tell us what you think about what it would be like say, if we should just go ahead and continue filming our episodes here, or if we should go back to the library or not. And we'll base our decision based on you, the viewers. So please feel free to get those comments coming in, and we'll be more than happy to. We'll be happy to go by whatever you decide. In the meantime, though, Denny and I would like to thank our special guest this week, Jeff Pyle, and as always, our cast of regulars, my co-host Denny Altherr, Quincy's Brass Band's very own Brad Laub, and the one and only Mr. No Name.
Join us again next week, where we will be featuring some more special guests, skits, and a whole lot more. Hope you guys can join us then.
What a difference you made in my life.
What a difference you made in my life.
You're my sunshine day and night. Oh, what a difference you made in my life.
I'm Denny Altherr.
And I'm Jacob Pyle. Until next week, good night, and God bless my friends.
The preceding program has been pre-recorded before a live audience. For Pyle and Company, I'm Brad Laub.